Hey all, Slanish Devotee here again. I've decided to try out Shaper Agnok again, the Apoka, first Apoka warlord. The Kroot-traded Kroot warlord uses Kroot for all sorts of things. So those first few planets there go green, green, blue, red, blue. So I was thinking this could be a long game, which isn't necessarily a problem. So I'm going to have a look over what I've got here. I've got Carnivore Pack, simple start. If he wants to fight me for it, I get my resources back anyway, and it's got no command, so it triggers off the warlord's ability to win a card or a resource there straight away, so that's nice and straightforward. I've also got Vashya Trailblazer. I've got a couple of Agnok's Shadows. Simple start, facing Nahumekh with Camel B 1988. So that's going to be interesting because he's not going to have a heck of a lot of Necrons in there. So that's an interesting thing for him to include. I mean, I suppose it just helps him out just that little bit more with the Necrons that he does have. And then I wasn't looking closely enough, and I thought that was a recon drone. It's not. It's a heavy marker drone, and that's actually quite obvious if you look at it. So that was a bit of a silly mistake there. Alright, so I pull that back to my hand, but I mean I've given it away a little bit there. I also have, I think it's Consumed by the Kindred down the end on my left of my hand, which is a really neat idea of a card. I think it's very fluffy. I don't know if it's actually all that useful of a card, but so what it does is you exhaust one of your Kroot units to sacrifice another of your units, non-vehicle I think it specifies, and then you get the resource value of that card, which is exactly what the Kroot do if they eat somebody and then they get the value out of it, you know. So I think it's a really cool card, but I'm not sure that I need it right now. I don't think it's particularly helpful to me at the moment. So I've put out the Vashya, I'm happy about that. He's put out Obedience, which is just a fantastic card, it really, really is. So I'm not sure what to do next, I think. I've only got a couple of resources left, and I decide to pass. I feel like I should have done something more, or I should have had a hand that allowed me to do something more, but I just never quite ended up able to do anything out of it. And then he puts out a Void Pirate and a Deadeye, and that's pretty good command sort of spread in a general sense. He's already managed to get out without using too much of his... He's managed to storm me out long enough, I think is what I'm trying to say there, sorry. And then he throws a Destroyer Cultist for 2. It's going to be a 2/4. And I have the initiative, so theoretically I could actually kill it. I could defeat the cultist with my Carnivore Pack, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to planet 3 to win command against the Rattling Deadeye, hoping to kill the Deadeye as well if I get a chance. But I'm thinking I just want to dig for cards. I want to get some more cards out of the deck. I feel like I need some more options to really make things worthwhile. So that's fine, and he cancels out my Trailblazer. So the Warlord ability pings me a something for my Carnivore Pack, and I'm going to take a resource because I have 1 cards for my Warlord itself, so that's what I'm thinking for that. 1 resource and then get my cards. Alright, and I get another heavy marker drone and a sniper drone team. I'm very happy to see the sniper drone team. I think that's really, that card's just a powerhouse, so I'm really thrilled to see that. No command actions. And over onto Barlas. And now, at some point here, I was just about to say, I remember and go, I wanted to mobile out of the way of him, and I I was about to type it into the box, flip over when he did that arrow. So I'm just going to ask him, does he mind, or have we gone too far, being that it's not a league or anything? And then I realised that mobile sort of is a reaction to the beginning of the phase as well, so I wasn't sure if it was mobile force first or reaction first. So I'm just going to do you mind? Yeah. So thanks to him for letting me get away with that, for at least for the first turn, as something to remember. And yes, I need to make sure I pay attention to the things I want to do. Alright, and then actually obedience he's got available to him at the beginning of the command phase, the combat phase, as well as his Nahumekh reaction, so at the same time. And so he's going to save the rattling, which is a good call, you know. So he gets it out of the way of Shaper Agnok. Nice, simple setup. We both dodge each other's warlords. And we're back to Planet 1, ready for Planet 1. Okay. So I have initiative. And so I get straight into it. Big swing of 3. And he blocks 2 of it. That's pretty impressive. I'm interested to see mechanical enhancement in a Nahumekh deck as well, because it doesn't affect so many of the non-Necrod warlords that you would probably be using. He swings, I shield with one of my heavy marker drones. I'm figuring that he already knows I have that card anyway, so I may as well get it out, and now he might not be expecting the second one at least. Okay, we reset. And I'm happy to stay because he's got a bit of damage and I might be able to just defeat him. I do have another 2 shields if I want to use it. I realized Consumed by the Kindred is a sacrifice ability, and I think the Carnivore Pack is only, you only get resources when it is destroyed. So if I have to sacrifice it, I don't get the resource value for it. He decides to stay, which is great. Yeah, it's when destroyed for the Carnivore Pack. He's got another 2 shields as well, so that's huge. He's taken 2 points of damage now. Bit of a grudge match going on. I've got behind enemy lines. Now, behind enemy lines allows you to deploy a crew unit, so you have to pay the cost, and then exhaust a non-elite unit. So that's a really nice card. Really good value. Okay. I take the 2 damage. So we're sitting kind of equal now. I do have the shields for it, but I decided not to use it. And this time he's had enough. Okay. So I may as well trigger that. Why not? Gets a discard a stasis script. And oh, that sucks. He absolutely is not worried about that in the slightest. So that hurts. Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt too much. It's early game, but that's a shame. Alright, we trick over to Eloith. I've got nothing, he's got nothing. Cool, so I'm going to dig for a card. Let's see what I can get. Top 3. Pioneer, gun drones, or marker drone. All pretty good. I decide I want the Pioneer. I want to build up some resources if I can out of it. I know he's not the most efficient card by a long shot, but my thought with the Pioneer is that he's just one of the few ways I have to just keep building more bonuses for resources, so I figure I might as well use them, basically. Planet pulls the cultist to the next first planet, so I'm not likely to want to go there, but still, that's good. Gun drones could have been a good idea. Nahumekh does encourage lots of factions, so you might want cheaper units. Yeah, so that's possible. That's what a recon drone looks like. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. And another Trailblazer. So I've got a few different command options here. But I'm not likely to win Planet 1 with anything I'm using at the moment. I suppose I could have gone for the sniper drone team on planet 1, and maybe with a heavy marker drone to help deal with the other things that are there. Recon drone to defeat the Space Marine Scout, nice and simple. And he's got another one, which goes to a new planet, or try to cancel the command I've already got. Goes to a new planet, fair enough. I go with Vashar over the top of that, so overwhelming his command game. That's my thought process there. And Void Pirate equals us out at Karnath. He's got a good ability to go to Karnath there and really clean up. So I add the Pioneer. Now, I'm winning there, but really I should expect him to go there, and that would mean I should go there as well to just guarantee it. And that kind of gives away Planet 1 to him. And there's a cultist there now as well, which is pretty solid. So I have to really think about what I want to do. And the Pioneer was probably not the best play there. I think the sniper team on Planet 1 might have been a better idea. Trying to bully my way through another green planet could have been a good idea. But then I often try and bully my way through, and that often tends to be how I lose, because I do too many things in too many places and I can't really back them up, and then I run out of oomph. So I think this longer term play, this trying to win on later planets, is a good idea for me to try out at least. So good, I do go there to back it up, which means it's completely equal, and I'm about to do my I hope I don't, because I believe we are equal on hammers. Oh no, do I do it? Then your opponent wins a command struggle. Yeah, so we're even, so he hasn't won the command struggle, so I don't get to get it at that opponent. Cool. Right, but I do get those two there. Balkan recruits, that's nice, and a couple of resources. So that's fine. It's quite reasonable. Now, I can drop one recruit unit there, but I don't think it's got enough oomph behind it to defeat the things that are on that planet. I do have a 2 shield that I might be able to use. Don't know if I could have pulled it off, but it might have been worth doing. 4 hammers on the one planet there. Don't know if that's a bit of overkill or not. Possibly I should have gone mobile the other way and moved the other Vashar over onto Eloith. But that would have been first turn next game, next round, and I don't know that I needed that. Having the hammers there might not have hurt. But that's alright. Okay. So my mobile sorted. And now Nahumek's going to kill something. Yep, done. Cool. And his effect, he just drops the Pioneers. So the Pioneers are completely useless. Extra 3 resources that I didn't really need. Yeah, probably wasn't the best call. I might need to rethink whether or not they go into this deck. That's alright. Obedience, what's he going to shift? Cultist. No, the Deadeye. Targeting's not quite working, I think. Deadeye, there we go. And was he going to throw it opposite me? Get a ranged hit against me and then swing with the cultist or something? Yeah, okay. So he wants to bully me, my warlord, a bit there. Alright. Actually, now is it worth me trying to win Planet 1 with my, what are they called? Out of the Shadows? No, can't remember what the card is now, but the, well, I let him trigger it anyway. But if I'd have jumped in with a Agnok's Shadows, because I've got the 2 shielder, I could have taken the hit, shielded it, and swung back. Next turn I've got 3 hit points, so I still could have taken the hit and swung back. And he's already down to 2. And he only had 2 cards. I absolutely should have done that, I think. I absolutely should have done the... I almost saw what it was called. Shield with Consumed by the Kindred, just to reduce the impact. But yeah, after he moved the Deadeye off that planet with Obedience, I think that would have been a good idea for me to get in there. Yeah, that would have been good timing. Cultist, 3 damage. Oh, they on 3. Oh, maybe that's why I shouldn't have dropped the shadows onto Planet 1 then. I wouldn't have survived in that case. I wouldn't have been able to win it. Behind enemy lines. There it is. That's what it is. Oh no, it would have exhausted him. So I would have got a hit in before he got to swing back. Yeah, behind enemy lines I might have been able to win with my shadows on that planet. And at the very least I could have used their action to jump off the planet onto Alloth. Oh, I totally should have gone in. Oh well, hindsight's 20/20 as they say. I decided to take out a Void Pirate because I want to reduce his command, knowing that I'm not going to win this planet anymore. I just want to make sure I cause some problems for his command that's been set up here. And I decide, although it gives me more resources, do I leave him or not? I think I take him away. Oh, I'm staying with everything. Is the pirate staying? I'm thinking I want to kill a pirate, I guess. It is staying. Maybe he wants me to kill that instead of something that can fight. Maybe that's what he's thinking here. Okay. His initiative. So he's going to kill the carnivore pack and get my resources. And what was I thinking about for my warlord here? What's the dealio? Am I thinking of dropping in Recruit? I am. Alright. And then it exhausts the cultist. I don't know I don't think I can win this planet. I think I'm just trying to cause as much damage as I can to thin out the planet and make it possible to be attacked later on. I think that's my thought process there. I think winning the Ossus might have been a better idea though, giving me a chance to fight at Planum potentially for the win. Whereas now, I can't get my head around whether or not I should have done it, because that's the way I often play, is to really try and grab those first planets. And I remember watching Mitch go really well in the Black Crusade, Mitch the Hive Tyrant, and all his strategy was always about basically just stopping the opponent from being able to claim a victory. Just don't worry about yourself, just stop them being able to do it. And it worked really well for him for a long time, and I feel like I need to get more into that mindset. Okay, so there we go. We've killed off a couple of the lighter things. He's just got the cultists there, which is a much better approach for the planet now. It's a much better position for me. Take the warlord. I don't want to take any more damage on the warlord. I'll leave the shadows there because their ability will allow me to jump to a different planet, and therefore they're not in the HQ. They're more useful. They don't have command, but if he tries to win the command, I can use my warlord ability. You know, I just feel like it's a little bit more useful. There we go. So exhaust the unit to exhaust another unit, and no, not exhaust the other unit, drop it by 2 attack, and then run to another planet. There we go. Alright, so he gets Karnath. You can route something, which is good with all my command hammers. He can choose a card, which is good because he's down to 2. Or he can shift the cultist, possibly to planet 1, maybe. He's going to choose a card. I think all of those are pretty reasonable options. Going for the card straight away makes sense. The routing a unit probably would have resulted in a card eventually, but better to have the card up front, I guess. Alright, so 1 green planet each at the end of round 2. Only 1 more green planet on the array, so they're useless. And then the 3rd green planet for both of us would be the last planet, as we've just seen. Alright, so now I'm really having to think, where do I want to go? I've got my 2 sniper teams. I've got an ambush platform, which is great. Balkan recruits, which is good. So I put the snipers onto planet 1. I think it's a turn late for the sniper team, but that's okay. So neither of us have blue, and I'm looking and thinking, well, if I get the next 3 planets, I will have 1, otherwise it's down to the last planet. The greens is already on the last planet, and the red win condition is on the last planet. So if I can get this blue, then I have a chance to win by Carnath, and otherwise, if I don't get this planet, or any of the following blue planets, then the game goes to planet 7. Staff of Command, that's terrifying. That really pumps up his ability. That really makes those cultists powerful. It's tricky, very tricky. So I go for the other drone team to make Carnath a bit of a scary proposition, and also the drone teams have 2 command hammers. So I'm winning command on 4 planets, sort of, in a sense. Wherever he goes is going to take 1, but I might be able to get some of my Kroot Warlord ability out of that. Okay, ambush platform I can't afford to put out at the moment, but it will be useful later on. It would have been really good to have out with these sniper teams in case I drew a ion rifle to just drop down for free on top of them, but that's alright, I can handle that. Okay, so he's cancelled my command on the Kroot planet, which is a good call. He hasn't beaten me on command there yet, although he might, but he hasn't at the moment. Dread Command Barge, oh, that unit's so cool. There you go, see, that barge is such a cool card. I really like it. The 3/3/3 is really weird, and it's weird, it's a crazy little card, but it's cool. But yeah, I was saying, putting a command hammer onto Planum was a good move because he's not winning the command there. That means I can't get my Warlord bonus from it. Whereas if he wins that, or if he sends his Warlord there and wins that, then he's letting me draw a card, or he's letting me get a resource, which is fine. I'm trying to think, maybe my deck should be a little less command focused, which it currently kind of is, and just so heavy on Kroot that I'm literally relying on him winning command all over the place just to keep me actually going. I don't know if that's actually worthwhile or not, but it's a way of doing it. Alright, waiting on Camel B. He's choosing, and where does he end up? Here we go, he's made a decision. I'm going to planet 1 because I want to try and win that planet quite desperately at this point. And he does go to planet 2, so I do get to trigger my Warlord reaction there, and I do still get my resources from Farron. At this point, I'm getting 2 resources and 2 cards, so what do I go for? I go for card, fair enough. They're theoretically worth more than the resources, and I want some more options. There we go, and my extra card. So 2 ambush platforms. Is that tactical withdrawal? Yeah, tactical withdrawal, which is quite a neat one. And another Agnok's Shadows. Always good. Okay, No command action for me, but is that command barge going to jump around a bit? It's cool art too. You know, look at it. He's just so impressive. He's this Necron. Yeah. So he's reminding me of the rules, which is fine, but I'm just wanting to check. Make sure it's not turning up on planet 1, for example. Cool. Alright. He's happy with that. So let's mobile some things around. I want to keep that guy alive. And I figure dropping down onto the very last planet is cool. Spread that command out. Perfect. I'm a bit worried about Planet 2 though. If I can't take Planum, then Planet 7 becomes the only win condition in the game except for assassination. So, -2, so that's okay. He's still alive. If he can stay alive, he will be okay. And what's he shifting? One of the scouts, perhaps? Yeah. Don't know that it makes a huge difference having them there. I suppose, what is that? That means he's got one more hammer for next turn. He's keeping his command there, given the scout wasn't winning on Farron anyway. So that's reasonable. Okay. I think I'm counting the colours at this point. Yeah, I think I was just checking on all the colours. Alright, so here we go. Win Alowith. And I want to do it early. I want to use the ability. So -2 on the scouts. Run away, and that way the HP can never be resolved, and I'll be able to live, which is good. He's got no action there. He's done. So I trigger Alowith. Let's see what I get this time. 2 shields is good. The hunting rifle isn't great. The ion rifle is good. So that's very simple. There we go. I'll go with the ion rifle. 2 shields would have been nice. Hunting rifle could be nice in theory, but I don't think it's that useful right now for anything that I'm doing at the moment. It's one of the cards that I'll probably end up moving out of this deck. I don't think it is actually that useful with what I'm doing at the moment. Maybe if I get the oh no, because you deep strike it. Yeah, I don't know. So Planum, send a. Oh yeah, I was about to say send something down to contribute command, but I've got 2 hammer units down the ends, so that's a bit restrictive for him. He didn't use his staff of command, so he mustn't have had any more units than that, which is good for me. He's only got 2 factions out at the moment. That's great. Black Sun Filter. Again, I should probably change this deck a bit, but I just thought the idea of having a filter that can get me some more resources was a neat idea, you know. And is that behind enemy lines again as well? I think could be. It's a free card at least for the filter. And in this warlord, because you know, I'm already sort of hoping that he wins a few command struggles against me. If he goes somewhere with the Black Sun filter, I suddenly get a few resources out of the deal, you know? Zartek Complex, that's a worrying sign. That's going to give him quite good economy with his non-Necron factions coming in. Trying to do a lot of math here. I've only got 6 resources, which isn't a lot. I feel like the Black Sun filter is going to be a good one to put out. It's going to fit into what I'm doing this game. I'm just trying to figure out where I might want it. And I decided on the Vashya right down the end if he goes to start setting up anything on that last planet. I think I've already decided it's end planet now, because I'm not likely to be able to win Plenum. If he takes things to set up down there, I can get my resource and I can move the Trailblazers out of the way. Triggers a Sartex complex. Not happy about that. Ambush platform, yep, sweet, that's good. It is behind enemy lines, that's nice. I might be able to drop in a Agnok's shadows onto a planet somewhere, which would be good. Okay, waiting, seeing what he does. Something Necron coming down the line. Tombblade Squadron. I thought that was an interesting choice. And then I realized scouts. Scouts? Scouts? He's got a lot of scouts. This could become a problem. I want to discourage him coming and setting things up on this planet. Because I want to win that planet. I don't want him to have stuff there. I've already decided clearly that Planum's a lost cause. So I can't, so I'm not bothering putting anything there to defend against it. I'd love another ambush platform, but I don't think I can afford it. Yeah, let's move that squadron. Now that doesn't have to be at this planet, does it? No, it's just literally any non-Necron scout at all. I don't really have anything I want to use shield with at this point, so that's a bit of a shame there to ping out my Trailblazer, but I can live with it. I'm thinking I can move these guys off this planet, seeing as I don't want to win it anymore. They'd have to go to Ferrin, which is not going to be useful. Eventually they'll retreat off Ferrin, and so they'll be coming with me to Yavin on the final battle of the game, exhausted, but at least they'd be there. And then he preempts that a little bit with hate. Yeah, well, there you go then. I was not expecting that. Suddenly tactical withdrawal's probably not going to be used. Kind of irrelevant. But I've got nothing else in that case. That's it. That's me. And that's him too. Alright, so I'm taking this drone team down to Yavin, and I am not interested in almost anything else that's going on the battlefield anymore. Although I'm beginning to look at all these units that he has and thinking, what am I going to do? There are just way too many of them. I don't really have the ability to go into battle against them and thin them out before Yavin, and to set up at Yavin in a way that might be able to win at Yavin. I'm a bit concerned. Alright, off to planet 4. Down we go. He goes to planet 2. I was surprised. I would have thought he would have gone to Ferrin, to be honest, planet 3. But no, that's fine. I get my ability out of there, and I'm going to need some more resources to make sure I can put everything out at Yavin. So that's why I chose that. There we go. Plenty of resources. Good. I possibly could have taken a card because actually I was getting 3 resources anyway, but I'm happy with that. Wondering if that command barge is going to move around again. But no, he says no command actions. Alrighty. I'm not going to bother with any mobile. Leave everything right down on that final planet. Planum is his. Before Planum goes off, he does -3, so the shadows are dead anyway. Tactical withdrawal, completely useless. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm checking if he wants to use obedience. He let me deal with my Trailblazer at the beginning of the game, so I thought it's only fair to just check in if he actually had a plan to use that in any way. So yeah, he's targeting it, he's thinking about it, and he goes for the Scout, but only bumps it over to Karnath. I'm curious why he didn't send it to Ferrin. Possibly so that it comes down into HQ after Karnath, and that gives him a turn to bring it up to Yavin, and then the next turn it would be beginning the battle already. And that could be what he's thinking, planning ahead that far. Okay. Planet 1 is his. He gets to Planum someone. And he does put someone out to Ferrin. Now that's a bit interesting. I wonder if he has like a promotion or something there. Because he's not winning the command there at the moment. So, yeah, I'm not sure why he's put him there. He gets Karnath. Just real simple. I'm assuming he's not going to want Yavin, so he's going to Ferrin something. Yep, there we go. What's he going to route? Oh, does he route the recon drone? Nah, the sniper team. Yeah, they're a dangerous one to leave on that planet, aren't they? And this is where I had the mental image of, oh, he's just going to route the drone team every single turn. So the drone team is going to come back to Yavin on game turn 7. They'll ready after the ranged phase, but they're not going to get the benefit of their double attack, which is a bit sad. Okay. But no trigger for Yavin. I don't need him having more units out. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with all the ones he currently has. Another ion rifle, which is good, but actually I'm beginning to think the cultists are big, the warlord is big, you want to get rid of the warlord, but nothing else is that worrisome. And now I'm beginning to plan ahead and think, okay, the carnivore pack, I think I will actually hold on to as a last minute throw on. There's no point in having him out earlier, he's got no command, he's more expensive. But if I can behind enemy of lines him in, he's got a bigger hit, and he can kill something hopefully just that much easier. Just sorting out the order I'm going to play those. He's got a recycle, good solid Necron card there. Dumps his third stasis script, which is good. Dumps a cultist, which is fine. Gets a new 3. And I go for my other ambush platform. Now, it's cost of 2, but I figured that way I can get them both my own ion rifles at the last minute on the thing that needs them the most. I don't know if I needed it. I possibly could have used the 2 for another Agnok's Shadows onto the last planet at this point. Maybe. I don't know. Gives me 2 options for putting in attachments during the combat though, so I feel like it's worth the threat, at least. Sorry, a small bit of a glitch there, but he throws in a Tombblade Squadron, which he reduces with the Stasis Crypt. So he's got 2 of them now, doesn't he? Yeah. So every scout he throws in is going to cause me a problem. I throw the Agnok's shadows onto that Farron, basically because they can move onto Yavin at any point anyway, just to make it a little bit less likely for him to go there, I guess. Or to potentially, if he does go there, which I might be beginning to think he's doing because of the marksman being on Farron, if he does go to Farron, Agnok's shadows at least get me a little bit more card draw or a little bit more resource. Rogue Trade is good for him, and I've got no more options. Oh, nice to see a Warriors of Gidrim turn up. I don't use them really in my Nahumekh because they're just... I have cheap little one-cost command units in my Nahumekh deck, and the Warriors I'm like, what do I need more for? But that's cool. Good to see them turning up. So I'm going to planet 3, because there's nowhere else for me, and he's going to, I'm thinking planet 2 this time. Yeah, he's off to planet 2. I think he wins Karnath, triggers Farron, and then because he's got a warlord at Farron, he triggers Farron again. That's probably what he's thinking. But I'm going to pull another card, see if I can get some more options. At this point I'm thinking what I really need is my other gun drones. So that is thrilling for me. I am absolutely ecstatic right now. I'm fairly sure, and I think I'm going to hover over and check in a minute, but fairly sure that ambush platform works for gun drones, because the gun drones can enter play as an... no, they can be deployed as an attachment, and the ambush platform allows you to deploy an attachment during the combat phase. And also, 2 ambush platforms mean it's free gun drones during combat. I am thrilled right now, because let's have a look out here. The Tombblade Squadrons, they're too tough for the gun drones to kill instantly, but they have no attack value. That Rogue Trader, the Scouts, the Warriors of Gidrim, the Marksmen, all of these things die instantly. He's got a Wounded Cultist which will die instantly. The Rattling will die instantly. So he has the Command Barge, the Cultist, and his Warlord are the things that I have to worry about. So potentially I can get one of my iron rifles in to help deal with one of those. I might deploy the other. Agnok's Shadows, they exhaust to reduce an attack by 2. I believe it says then move to an adjacent planet, and if I'm unable to, because it's then, I still get to do the earlier things. I might need to check that. That might mean that I can use my shadows, exhaust them at a planet, reduce his attack by 2, and then they just stay at that planet. I think that's how that works. I'll have to check the wording on them and check the how the rules generally work. Let me know if you think that I'm correct about that. He gets planet 1, of course. Tactical withdrawals free. I should have deep struck it anyway and just been like, haha, nothing runs away. So yeah, there goes the drone team, as they will every time from now on. If I had been able to have the drone team at this last planet, and they could have gun droned ranged and then gun droned again, that would have been bliss. That would have been what I wanted. You know, that would have been the stuff. Alright, so he clears out that planet. And he routes the Shadows. Not sure why he routes them. The Balkans recruits or the Trailblazers with a Black Sun filter, either of them would have made more sense to me. I'm not sure why he chose to do it that way. Alright, so he's got a big mob of things, and he can bring them to planet 2 next turn. Yavin, he can bring them along with him. All I can do is hopefully make it a bit of a scary proposition and try and kill as many of the big things as I can in that time. Get a Kroot Hounds, which is neat to see, and a Kroot Gorilla, which I think is worthwhile. It can just bump up my resources couple more notches, hopefully. Gun drones I'm going to have to sit on for a while. Behind enemy lines and the Kroot Gorilla I'll sit on for a while. The Kroot Hounds, though, I can throw them into the mix. I think he's first, so I just need to wait and see who he enslaves for this round, and if he what he deploys first, what his first deploy action is. And destroy a cultist. Oh, they're hard for me to kill. I'm not keen on that. That causes problems. Kroot Gorilla. I'm fine with that. Simple and effective. And I can still afford the Kroot Hounds. But then I need resources before I can afford to behind enemy of lines the Carnivore Pack. But yeah, maybe I should have put in the Carnivore Pack there instead of the Gorilla. That would have fought better and got me my 3 resources then. And then as soon as I got those 3 resources, I could possibly have put in the Kroot Gorilla. Well, I would have needed to save 1 resource. Yeah, that might have been a better way around to do it. Put the Carnivore Pack in first, because as soon as it dies, I can bring in the other. But still, put in a few things. I think the kids woke up, so I just had to run off for a second. He throws in a Rogue Trader. Good call for him. And finally I'm back. But I've got no other action, so I want to hold on to that money and those surprise attachments, because I don't want anything to be killed holding my attachments. Yeah, she has 3 daughters actually. I have a 13-year-old, a almost 3-year-old, and an almost 2-year-old. Lucky me. So he's mind shackled my units. I'm horrified. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do with that? That's not good. That's really not good. I mean, what do I do? What do I do? But it did make me think, if I had still had that consumed by the Kindred, I could have exhausted the Kroot in my HQ, because they were going to be exhausted anyway, killed the Borkan, got the resources from it, and the Mind Shackle Scarabs would be gone. So that would have actually been perfect for consumed by the Kindred. But it's such a niche case, you can't rely on that, having a Mind Shackle Scarab on your unit to make it worthwhile. So it's a shame, but it's still good. Look at all of these. Look at them all. So I get my Black Sun, and I was going to say I get my Kroot ability, but I realized a lot of his are exhausted, so I just need to check that. I had 2, 3, I had 3, he had 3 as well, so actually I shouldn't have got that card, should I? Okay, but do I win it? 3. Oh, do I win it? I don't win it. Because the Warriors? Is it not a Warriors? Is it a Tomb Squadron? It's not a Warriors or Gidrim, is it? That's ready. No, it is a Warriors or Gidrim, I'm sure. So I shouldn't win that. Oh, dear. So I should be 1 resource lower than I am. Oh, no. That's frustrating. That's a shame. Yeah. So I'm really annoyed that I muddled it up that badly. But you can see that I took the same unit, the same card back to the thing there. But now, an extra resource that I don't think I was supposed to have. Alright. So this is going to be interesting. This battle is going to have a huge impact on the last battle, because I'm going to hold on to my stuff for the last battle, obviously, and for when it counts, have all of those units on that one planet. You can see I've got my 3-card, 4-resource combo sitting in there ready to be useful. That's going to be all my turn. So I could... Oh, well, the iron rifles are free. I could throw my iron rifles out now to get rid of some of the big things, like the command barge or the cultists. So I might try and do that. Hopefully I try and do that. Alright, so he negative hit points my Agnok's shadows. He doesn't want me to be able to reduce the incoming damage, I guess. Alright. And then we go to Planet 1. No, we don't. We target obedience first. An arranged unit that's ready. Yep. Very good call. Very good call. Alright. So I just skip it all. You get Planet 1. You have 2 of every colour. I have 1 green and 1 blue. But if I can win this last planet, I win the game. It's an interesting planet layout, you know. Sniper drone team out of action. Painful. Alright. Crit Gorilla gives me an extra resource. So I should be down 1. I should be on 5. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think it'll be okay. And this is the point where he takes control of the unit. So I decide I'll flick it over to him. Be a bit clearer that way. Yeah. Alright, so he's got my Borkan recruits. Look at all that stuff that is not ready. Alright. That was his action, so I have no action. And then a ranged unit should swing at me. Staff of Command has done very little for him this game. He hasn't had that many units, different factions required to be coming out, it seems. Alright. Marksman, what are you after? What are you going to do first? Going straight for the warlord. I take it. That's all I can do is I got to take it. I don't really want to go into the last battle bloodied, but I don't know that I can handle much else. Okay. No other ranged. That's good. And what am I going to go with? Oh no, it's his initiative after the ranged. Of course. He doesn't want me to swing with a Kroot and then have the Kroot hounds make it a bigger hit. So he hits the Kroot hounds. That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. And yep, there we go. I'm going to make a big swing against something. Alright. And it's going to be the cultist. So I'm hitting for 5. If he's got 2 shields, that's fine. But otherwise, oh, he does. He does have 2 shields. But otherwise, that would have meant that it would have reduced his incoming attacks to me quite a bit. And I might have got it in an extra swing from my warlord or something like that. But it also means that it's at 1 hit point, which makes it susceptible to that gun drones attack that is my only ace in the hole. That is the only thing I can do right now. Alright, Shape Agnok bloodied. There we go. So that's a bit of a liability in the last turn of the game. Gonna have to be careful about that. See if I can finish it off. Possibly I should have put it on the command barge. That might have been a better idea on the command barge, just in case that was enough, and he didn't have enough shields, and I killed that one. I think that probably would have been a wiser choice. Two on an iron rifle. Yeah, two onto the gorillas, but that's fine, they're still alive, so that's great. And he's got nothing else to swing at me, so I'll take them home. They'll be exhausted, but at least they'll give me +1 resource in the next combat when they come back with my warlord. So I think that's fine. I think I'm quite happy to do that. So many things. Yeah, I think leaving a cultist with 1 hit point and the command barge, if I could have got it down to 2, which I think I probably would have because he didn't shield the cultist, I think that would have been a good call, having him on 2. Alright, he's not triggering, which is good because that would have actually caused a serious problem for me. Oop. There we go, move the Borkons back over now that combat's over. Last turn of the game. Let's see what happens. Okay. I draw another Crude Hounds, and I draw Black Sun Filter. Black Sun Filter's kinda useless at this point in the game. It could be a shield. Do I think to use it as a shield? I don't know. Okay, Crude Hound's going up onto the planet. He hasn't enslaved anyone else yet, but that's fine. On his dial, I'm saying, you know, no, he's just left it on tower at this point. Obedience from the beginning of the game. He's asking for it for the beginning of the phase, sorry, beginning of the deploy phase. So yeah, sure, I'm happy with that. So what is he going to move? Oh yeah, one of the ranged guys up from HQ onto the planet, I guess. Yep, marksman up, fair enough. I'm a bit worried about having to survive Nahumek's ability and the ranged before I can do my gun drones, because I don't have ranged to pull it off with. At least my warlord will be there for the range, so hopefully that'll make him suck a couple of things that way. He discards a Harbinger of Eternity. If he had played that, I would have been absolutely ruined. I had no way to deal with a unit that big, so I'm not sure why he got rid of that. And got rid of another Sautek, which is fair enough at this stage. Not sure what else he drew. I think he might have been looking for cards. Shields, sorry, looking for cards. Well, duh, that's how recycle works. I think he was looking for shields, but I'm not 100% positive. Void Pirate, fine. I'm glad he's got so few cards. I'm thinking good, he's got no shields. My gun drones might do the job. Might not quite, but might be close, you know. Okay. I've got nothing else except my trick. And what's he putting into play now? Another Mind Shackle Scarab, which he's discounted to 1 resource instead of by 1 resource again, but... And another one. Wow. But he can't put it on the Crude Hound. It says no attachments, actually. So what is the other one he's got? Crude Gorilla there. Yep, and this is a huge problem for me as well. I've got to kill all those units as well now. Oh, just painful. Alright, we know where we're going, of course. I've got 8 resources at the moment, and I only need 4 for my plan, so I think that extra resource that I had last turn, thankfully, doesn't seem to have caused much difference to the game. I get 1 from him committing there, and then I was thinking, if he used the Mineshackle Scarabs in the action window before the battle begins to grab the Kroot Gorilla, it would give him +1 resource and deny me 1. If you wait until the battle's already begun, then unfortunately I would already get the resource. So he gets command. He's got 1 card remaining, which is great. Real huge lack of shields, which is fantastic. I can't believe that means that recycle, he totally just drew 2 Mineshackle Scarabs and a Void Pirate out of that recycle. Without those Mineshackle Scarabs, that would have been massive. So, Nahumekh kills the Kroot Hounds. It's my warlord versus everything he's got, plus my own units with Mineshackle Scarabs. I think I'm done. I don't think I can do it. Battle begins, so I get my resource there. I've got heaps. This is great. That's really good. No actions. And he's claiming all of them, I think. Oh, he claims a drone team, yeah. There we go. During ranged. Claims all my units. Oh my. The drone team in particular, I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with. But still, you know, you've got to do what you can. Got no actions. I'm holding on to hope. Yeah, no, it's pretty done, unfortunately for me. We're all wrapped up. So, we've got a couple of ranged pings coming my way. Eventually. That's 1. And 2. Yeah, keeping the black sun filter as a shield might have been not essential, but it might have done a little bit to help. Now they stand up because the ranged phase is over. Okay. And then, behind enemy lines, Carnivore Pack. And I will exhaust the drone team. Because why not? Cultist might have been a better idea, but still. Yeah, Cultist, exhausting the Cultist, the Destroyer Cultist, and holding on to the Black Sun Filter as a shield, leaving the Sniper Drone team up. But then again, I didn't realise that until he'd already done all his things. And Bush Platform, and I actually paid for it, which I didn't need to. It should have been free, I think. But that's fine. He's got 1 card, which I'm assuming is going to be no good to him. And he's got nothing, and then Area Effect 2, boom. So, let's see, he's thinking it through. And there they go. Oh, look at them all go, look at them. Did it already have damage on it? It must have, mustn't it? Yeah. So he lets those die. No, still didn't let me get it. There we go. No. Yep. No. Why is it not working? Go the easy way. Delete. There we go. Alright, so we let all my stuff die. The Tombblade squadrons are nothing. So the cultist, the command barge. The command barge I think would be dead now if I'd have swung at it, which would have been, you know, at least one little bit closer. So that was good. Not great, but good. If I could have got one more swing out of the gun drones, I still think I would have lost, but I think I would have finished off a heck of a lot more of these things. What's the drone team? Is it HP 5? Or 4? I think it is 5, isn't it? The drone team probably still would have been there. But I possibly would have been able to swing with my warlord and risk that. Managed to just avoid being killed by the command barge. I'm going to take 4 damage from the cultist and the warlord onto my carnivores if I had run away, so he still would have just been able to kill me. If I could have got through one more round and ready the carnivores and swing again with the area effect, that would have been huge. But instead, Nahumekh gets to swing the killing blow. There we go. So, absolutely massive, massive game. Really cool finish, I thought. I enjoyed myself. So yeah, Shaper Agnok. I think I'll try tweaking this a little bit. I'll try bringing out the Shaper a couple more times. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.